This is Robert Forsch with the YouTube channel Truth, and I wanted to go ahead and show you this world from a different perspective. We got some powerful evidence to present to you this morning. Okay, when the truth is right in front of you, will you see it? Will you recognize it? How about if we add a little bit of light to it? It's 29 degrees this morning. There we go. You can hashtag YouTube Truth if you care to. I'm going to highlight a couple of different topics right now. Primarily the non-movement of the Earth is the main thing. The Earth is not moving. And I'm going to go over some of the numbers right now with you. This is more of the kind of information that's a documentary. I'm an investigative journalist. You can see the time right now, the location, and we've got no wind right now, apparently, and it's comfortable outside here. Let's go ahead and scroll through and see what it's like. There's a different temperature, same area. Now that's where we used to live in the Appleton area in Wisconsin. What kind of wind do they have there? South at 2 miles an hour. Huh. Pretty calm. Denver. Cherry Grove, now that's just a couple miles, about 7 miles from here, facing directly south. Okay. Seal Beach, California, that's where we used to live on the west coast, and then San Francisco. And what I'm going to bring up now too is the Tides Near Me app. That's my phone number and all that if you care to reach out and contact me. I need to change that to the name of the YouTube channel is Truth. You can hashtag it if you care to. And I will be going live in a little bit here as well. Okay, so I'm going to update this right now and show you Cherry Grove inside. And this shows the percentage of the moon rise and set and the amount of the tide. Very, very accurate is what it is. And I do believe what I'm going to do right now is let's see how this looks. Might look a little weird, but I don't mind looking a little weird. That is. Yeah. What are you seeing from there? So I want to go live right now and I don't even think going to give it a title. Come on, baby. There we go. I think I'm going to call this truth. Hashtag truth. Yeah, that should look a little weird, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do is flip this around. I've got a multiple streams going right now. Let me drop this down a bit. Flip it around. I wanted to go live right now and show you the non-movement of the Earth. It's stationary. Not only is it stationary, we have no wind movement right there, right? See that? This is the truth cycle right there, along with the truth mobile. I've got the, it's cold right now. I've got the numbers that I showed on my other device. I've got this one going right now, and you'll be able to see that. I'm gonna put it on up there. But I wanted to establish location and also some interesting dynamics with the movement of the lighting and all that. And then I'm going to take us right up close. The crystal bell. I just bumped the car, unfortunately. We can see that the car is tipped a little bit forward. Let's see if I can get my lighting right for that. See how it's leaning a little forward? That's because it's on the driveway. The way that architecture is designed is basically so we have the sloping away from the high spot in the lot, which is where the house is. Otherwise, there would be, when we have the flooding, then there would be a problem with having a swimming pool here. So we've got the moon high in the sky. I've got the P1000 recording right here. And what I'm going to do now, I believe, is I want to put this somewhere where you'll be able to see more of what I'm talking about. And this is also a bit of an advertisement to go back to the my page. When I go ahead and make this recording online, when I put it online, I think that's actually a pretty good shot right there. I'm not sure if I'm going to go to Yorba Linda for the question everything. I'm questioning everything right here, and I don't know if I can afford to go to California to check this out. I'd like to. So I've got to loosen this up a little bit. I'm my camera crew. I'm the guy doing this. There's nobody else. Got a couple of people watching right now. That's pretty easy to see the non-movement of the pendulum, the little clanger in the crystal bell. And of course I will ring it. I think I'm about to do that right now. So this establishes location, and this establishes the time of it all. And that's part of what I want to do. I've got the multiple lighting sources of street lights, but here we go with the clangor of the bell. Part of what this is, I'm not a simpleton. What I am is a person that wants to take some of the basic, provable realities, like the simplicity of a bell, the water, that's a natural level. It's just what it is. Now, I can throw a whole bunch more light on the show with this, and we'll see how that looks. So when the truth is right in front of you, will you be able to recognize it? Do you really believe a wind chime could hang upside down in another part of the world? Do you really believe it's possible that we would be spinning 1,000 miles an hour? I think so. I know so. It's not that I believe it's not happening. I know it's not. Yeah, you can see the breath, I'm sure. So I've got the P1000 playing right now, right over there. You can see it right in the middle of the shot. Obviously very chilly out right now. We've got the hydrologic cycle, the evaporation, condensation, precipitation. It actually feels pretty comfortable. It probably looks kind of scary. But anyway, the idea here is that the Earth isn't moving. And that's a powerful reality. The Earth doesn't move, and the sun, moon, and stars do. That's the big deal on that. So if I could, I would want to have a film crew working with me. That would be pretty cool. As you can see, that's not the case. Let's just show a little bit with the lighting around here. There's our cell tower on the end of the road. There's my breath right there. There's the moon right up there. We've got the light beam. It's 1,000 lumens or so. And so my device right over there can hear me talking, and I'm trying to have somewhat of a multimedia. I'm wanting to break out of the digital quarantine that the Facebook and Google is trying to put on the truth about 9/11, flat Earth. The reality is the Earth isn't moving. That would simply not be possible. The hanging of a wind chime, I might as well go ahead and activate that too, so you can see it's not a trick wind chime. And so I'll help it stabilize for the sake of brevity. I'll just stop that. And then it'll get really still again. The bike, it throws the light all around. You can see that. So are the blinkers. It's a big deal. This is for stealth activity somewhat at the beach. Stealth as in I can drive on in when parking. Imagine with beach traffic. I don't movement at all here. And that'll get really still once again. I wanted to go down to less of a light source. I didn't want the motorcycle to flood it out right now. The issue that I've got now is that I've got the P1000. I can't supply the focus that I want with the multiple devices. So I think what I'm going to do here is probably go ahead and set this down. Once again, encourage you to go back to my channel if you care to. YouTube Truth, as well as the my Facebook. We've got a firmament above the earth. It's a structure separating a lot of water from above, from the water below. Once again, this is not a trick crystal bell. It's well, it's freezing up once again. The simplicity of the water, the simplicity of a simple crystal bell. The water is a natural level, so I've got to loosen this up. What this is more, as I'm doing, is providing empirical evidence. And the other day I actually picked up a viewer, subscriber from China. Not an easy thing to do. I just can't go over to China and knock on somebody's door and say, hey, I got some serious truth to lay on you. So the internet serves a purpose of being able to have people sort through and find other people that are interested in the truth and making it known, sharing it. Largely with a world that is not that interested in it, apparently. I'll tell them anyway. So part of this is to try and have reasonable lighting for multiple devices, and actually kind of go over some of the basics of the reality that we're living in. And that is that there's a powerful group of very wealthy individuals that are basically. I want to try and set this up a little bit better. There's a powerful lying to us about the reality of the world that we live in. And I believe it's important to know about that, reality. Yeah, I don't have nearly enough light with the P1000. So I know I'll get plenty of light with this. As an investigative journalist on a limited budget, what I need to do is just use the resources that I have to expose the reality that this is. We've got the non-movement of the wind chime, the wind, the bell, the water. Earlier it was 29 degrees. Apparently now it's maybe 31, but it's cold. And I'm actually not cold, I'm comfortable. One of the dynamics with the lack of wind movement, it doesn't take the heat away from the body as much. So now I've got just a couple minutes left on the recording with the P1000, and I just bumped the car. Yeah, it's easy enough to do. So part of this is wanting to show you the world that we live in, the reality of the truth that the earth isn't moving. Essentially what that means is that the official narrative is false. We're not spinning, wobbling, and hurling through space. We're created by God, who authored Scripture. I get a lot better light pickup with the iPhone than I do the P1000. You'll be able to see, Lord willing, both videos of this. Got a lot of content on my YouTube channel, Truth. Covers many of the rather controversial conspiracy realities. And there's a concerted effort to like me in a digital quarantine. That being said, I'll do what I can to break out of that. Looks like I might get a little bit of light bouncing off of there. Yeah, I still don't see it so good with the P1000. What I can do with that though is zoom in on the moon. And what I'll simply say is that you can see it better when I put it together. It'll be on my channel, on my Facebook. The sun, moon, and stars move above a stationary earth. That's the biblical reality. I think I can add a little light to this. Yeah, that'll help out. Cool. So we can see that the water is demonstrably not moving. In the container, it's definitely flat. I go out to the ocean and show us that as well. Yeah, that's just my breath. Got a little condensation in the bell now. So what is the truth? It's an identity, it's an individual, it's the author of Scripture, it's Jesus, the way, the truth, and the life. You should know that. It's very important to know Him. It's going to matter for eternity. That's why I encourage everybody to seek the truth with all your heart. You can call me anytime if you care to. This is Robert Forsch with the YouTube channel Truth.